This week's Crime Corner. Sorry about the delay, we've been having some technical issues. Now we are currently looking for administrators and province leaders. We want to open up the rest. We're going to be opening up Ontario here soon, hopefully, and reopening up BC and Saskatchewan. I would like to thank the administrators that I have now. Thank you and keep up the great work. If you would like to, if you have love of the internet, you're on for an extra half hour a day. That's all it takes, just to be proactive in many other communities. Get a hold of me. You could private message me, or you could even get a hold of me at bamwilson79@gmail.com. Now we do have currently had a contest for a $10 gift card. And the top contributor for the most approved posts and the most comments. I'm pretty sure everybody's looking forward to this. This is what we're looking at. $10 gift card here. Want to know the winner? Well, fourth place was Liz Callinglast. Third place was Bill Wilson. Keep up the great work, guys. Second was Cassandra Dash. She was the winner last one. Still hasn't gotten a hold of me. I tried getting a hold of her. And first place is, ready, suspense. First place is Travis Anthony. Congrats. You can get a hold of me, or I'll try and get a hold of you after the show. So, now we've all sold and bought phones, I'm sure. But have you ever done it over the internet? Because if so, this might be for you. Thanks to smartphones, tablets, laptops, we could access the internet and communicate to the world just by the touch of our index finger. Many of us use our mobile devices for much more than just making a phone call, though. We play games, we complete schoolwork, we have our lives planned out in a calendar app, we send emails, keep our contacts information stored, we even take photos and videos. We also bank, browse, and download. But with your whole life accessible in one handheld device, you should keep yourself protected. Now, SIM swap fraud. It's identity theft and identity fraud, which are on the rise, and oftentimes fraudsters will override your privacy rights by getting control of your cell phone and stealing the valuable information on it. The fraudsters can gain access to your emails, text messages, contact information, payment apps, just by knowing your phone number and the use of social engineering. Now the SIM cards, they contain a variety of information designed to allow the device to securely and reliably connect with networks and your contacts, but also has ways that make you vulnerable. Your cellular carrier does maintain records of your information and activities, which in theory can be hacked and your information stolen. A SIM card, however, does not contain highly personal and sensitive information like pictures and videos, your home address, your bank account number, your doctor's name, or other details, unless you specifically write those details in text, SMS, message, or specify those details in your contact list. Now, a SIM card does contain, though, your text messages, and cellular carriers only archive those messages for a brief period on their network servers, from about 48 hours to about 2 weeks. Keep in mind that although the carrier deletes messages to make space on its servers, you need to do the same thing on your phone too, or your mobile device. However, deleted messages only mean that you cannot see them anymore. They are still present on the SIM card until they are overwritten by new data. Your phone contacts with related information like names and numbers, history of calls, including names, dates, and times, several pieces of information that can relate to the security protocols, a network carrier, your PIN number, an unblocking code, and the services that you use like applications. The last location on your phone, which is often useful in locating missing people. And with missing people, we're going to be getting more on that here next week. There's been way too many gone missing lately. But on the bright side, there have been quite a bit found too. But that's more for next week's show. Your cellular carrier has the ability to remotely transfer the information on your SIM card to another SIM card. In order to make it happen, your carrier needs the following: your phone number, your phone information, your carrier account information, and the password for your account. This information can be obtained by a fraudster just by sending a fraudulent text pretending to be your carrier, then asking you to confirm your account information by entering it into the hyperlink text field. Sending an email pretending to be your carrier, then asking you to confirm your account information by entering it into an attached document or a hyperlink document. Installing malware or a keylog on your phone that is hidden, an attachment or hyperlink sent to you in text. Phoning you and pretending to be your customer service rep from your carrier and asking you to confirm your account information over the phone. So that'll be a big no-no. Now looking through the internet and your social media accounts to find your address, birth date, and other personal information. And with this, I know I have a hard time with PIN numbers and remembering my password, so I often would use like maybe birth date, a significant date, stuff like that. People, we gotta really be careful with. And it's so easy to obtain that information, especially when you are on Facebook or other social media platforms. Now, how do they conduct a swim swap? Once a fraudster has your phone number and some personal information, they will contact your carrier and request a transfer service from an old phone to a new one. Then they'll make up some convincing boohoo story about losing or damaging a phone, and then they make it all seem plausible by providing the personal information that they were able to obtain. When convinced, the carrier may move the phone number to a new device that the fraudster now has complete control over the disconnects to the victim's phone. On occasion, the fraudster will have its cellular carrier install a new SIM card on the victim's phone. With full access to the victim's new phone and the information on it, the fraudster now can reset the passwords on every account that uses a phone number for auto recovery, such as Facebook, Twitter, but only if you have your username, account number, and client number. When financial institutions though, see a red flag in spending habits, they may call the customer's number or send a text message. However, the call and or text may go to the fraudster. In the case of an email, the criminal may have changed the email password, leaving the victim unable to sign into his or her account. And that's identity theft. Now, signs of a swap. If your phone receives a no signal or says emergency calls only, people, ouch, look out. Even after restarting the phone, use another phone to call your provider and have them check the status immediately and lock down your SIM card. You'll be able to use your apps if they work off data or Wi-Fi, so try logging into them to ensure they haven't been hacked into. Contact your financial institutions right away to alert them of suspicious activity and tell them that your cell phone number has been compromised. Financial institutions are aware of the increase in identity fraud and the evolving methods used by fraudsters to steal your money. They make it a practice to monitor clients' accounts for suspicious activity and will lock down or freeze the client's accounts until they attend a local branch and speak to a customer rep. But tips on how to prevent phone takeovers. Mobile phone carriers are aware of this crime and are taking steps to ensure that their customers are taken care of, in most cases. Most of mobile phone carriers will request customers to create a PIN, but whenever a customer contacts a service provider, the PIN is requested. If you think you do not have a PIN, call your cell phone provider and make sure you didn't opt to disable it when you signed up. You do not want to publish your phone number on your public profile or social media, Facebook. I see this all the time. It's not good, people. Review your credit card bills, bank statements, and phone bills. If something doesn't add up, report it immediately. And don't use the same usernames and passwords across several websites. Make your passwords long, complicated, and difficult to guess. Yeah, people, I know it is hard a lot of times to remember passwords, but after a while, it should be easy to remember. Keep your devices safe. You've got to password protect your device. It can be locked with a password or even your thumbprint, which I think is cool with the technology that they're coming out nowadays. You lock out your phone. It's an easy setting that can protect all your information if your device is lost or stolen. So it'll be like a screen lock. Be sure to enable your password auto lock setting so it locks after a short period of any activity. Avoid connecting to unknown or non-password protected Wi-Fi networks. Sure, free Wi-Fi is great, especially when you're out with the kids and you're out at McDonald's or something. But unsecured wireless networks can compromise your information. So be careful with those. Don't store everything on your device. Remove items that are not crucial, so if it's lost or stolen, that information doesn't end up in the wrong hands. For example, don't keep your banking information, passwords, cookies, etc. on your phone. Especially the cookies. I know people always use those. It's like to store your password under a certain username. You got to read everything before you install anything, understanding that information with an app could access and share from your device before you download. Disable the geotagging settings on your device, your location settings. Well, I don't know about that one because if somebody was to go lost or missing, that would probably be one of the first things the police would be looking into, is mobile phone records and locations, and they could tell this. The smartphones, though, and tablets can automatically attach the exact location you updated your social media profiles. They can see where you took a photo, and it could even provide your location to anyone who has access to your profiles. If your device has the setting, though, do turn on the Find My Phone. This way, if it is lost or stolen, you can see where it is. There's a lot of people I've been reading up about, and they're like, well, I tried finding him, but my phone was shut off. Even if your phone was shut off, still keep trying, even 2 weeks after. Eventually somebody might want to turn on the phone and bang. I've heard of that happening. Update your software when it comes available. Downloading the latest mobile security software and operating system can protect you against viruses, malware, and other technology threats. So you just upgraded your phone, and now you want to get rid of your old one. Right? We could recycle it, sell it then but again, selling phones or buying phones on the internet, a lot of people are very skeptical about it. So before you do pass it on to another person or recycle it, you need to wipe out your phone. In order to do that, that's more than just deleting the files, which is a good start, but the deleted files are easily recovered with free tools available right from the internet. You'll want to completely wipe out your phone to overwrite all the information that has been stored on your phone. You know, recovery is then impossible. And all it takes is your factory reset button. That should get rid of everything. And if your device has a SIM card on it that you can't use it in your new phone, you'll want to destroy it, especially to external SD cards, but external SD cards can be used in more than many devices nowadays. But if you're unsure, what I'll do, take that little SIM card out. If you can't reuse it or put it into your new phone, put it on the ground, grab the biggest hammer that you can find and smash the hell out of it. Break it up into a million pieces just to be sure. Now with that being wiped, the phone and the SIM is destroyed. You can pass it on or recycle it. Now, I've couple of questions here I'm going to quickly go over. And if you have any questions, please get a hold of me. Name will not be brought up or anything. We're just looking for questions here. Making it informative. Awareness. That's what it all comes down to. So one person here had asked, they said they were at a public pool and there was a birthday party. Some parents were there taking pics of all the kids, even some of the kids that weren't there at the birthday party. They asked, is this legal? Well, lots of controversy, but it is legal to take pictures of people in a public place. Though some sports centers and pools will prohibit it on their property, and they can do that. If you are afraid of someone taking pics in a pool or a sports center, please inform the staff and see what their policy is. I know I wouldn't want anybody taking a picture of this. Nothing there to look at, really. But please, everyone, use common sense and respect of others. Okay? Another big one. How does banning firearms help mental health problems? I thought this was interesting. U.S. and Canada are so different. But the federal government here in Canada has been eyeing changes that would allow authorities to more quickly identify people considered unfit to have guns for reasons such as mental instability or violent behavior. The Liberals are introducing into legislation platform promises on firearms, including a requirement for enhanced background checks for anyone seeking to buy a handgun or other restricted guns. And this is good. Because we don't want, with all the stuff going on nowadays, we don't want people out there with guns. Right? Especially with kids or elders around. It's just not, we don't need any more shootings. The federal memo, though, released under the Access to Information Act, indicates the government could go further, beefing up screening of those who already have guns, by allowing authorities to reassess license eligibility in a more timely fashion. So even if you already got your license, you can still be reassessed by the government at any time. Keeping guns out of the wrong hands is just one of the issues to be debated at national meetings on guns and gang violence in Ottawa. That will include members of government, law enforcement, community organizations, and big city mayors. Now, I know these stats are a little old, but the number of firearm-related homicides in Canada had hit up to 223 in 2016, which was up 44 from 2015. There were 141 gang-related homicides in 2016, 45 more than the previous year. Meantime, break-and-enters to steal guns have been rising. Last year, the federal government earmarked more than $327 million over the 5 years and $100 million a year thereafter to address criminal gun and gang activities. Under the current application and renewal process, personal information helps determine whether someone is eligible for a firearms license. In addition, continuous eligibility screening means criminal behavior can be flagged for a federal chief firearms officer for review and possible investigation. Now, statistics showed in 2016 that there was 2,223 firearm licenses that were revoked. 424 of those showing mental health concerns. Damn, that's scary. Now, certain professionals such as doctors, therapists, social workers have the discretion to inform police of behavior indicating that someone might harm themselves or another individual with a gun. A Quebec law that requires people working at child care faculties, schools, and shooting clubs to report such behavior to police. Identifying individuals who are no longer eligible for a firearms license as quickly as possible and ensuring they can no longer access firearms is an important public safety objective. Now, that I do agree with. Privacy considerations need to be carefully considered to ensure the right balance between privacy rights and public safety. The federal plans to crack down on the illicit gun trade and gang violence has won approval from some reps of the firearms community. But they are wary of measures that would impose new burdens on legitimate owners or merchants. Though to remain cautious, however, as gun history has shown that governments can often attack the low-hanging fruit, unlawful gun owners, in their rush to appear doing something about criminal violence rather than to do hard work required to end it. Firearm organizations are framing the issue in a way that denies any connection between gun control and illegal guns or violent crime. Virtually all the guns used in mass shootings in Canada in recent history were allowed at the time of the shooting. Virtually all the guns used in mass shootings in Canada in recent history were legally owned at the time of the shooting. Yes, you heard that right. I know I had to read it over about 400 or 500 times. But while illegal guns definitely pose a risk to public safety, so do legal guns. But Canada has a strong firearms regime, and there is room to improve it. But I think everyone agrees that there is a way to have a balanced approach. I'm pretty sure of that. So, anyways, Travis Anthony, again, congratulations. If you have any questions, please forward them to me or email me or private message me, and they will be answered on the next week's show. If you got an extra half hour a day and you love being on the internet, please get a hold of me. You can be so proactive in so many other communities. Okay? We're all in this together. It's going to take us all together to bring the awareness and stop a lot of this crime from happening. So until next time, enjoy the warm weather out there like I have been trying to. And stay safe. Have a great week.